once again, people, and welcome to the grand 300th episode of Seeking Shamblers. Thank you all for watching this entire series, for making it along all this time. And, oh, wait, it's not actually Seeking Shamblers. If you look at the bottom of the screen and the text that is actually for this video, you'll find out it's Marvelous Monstrosities and Devilish Designs. A shame. Well, I guess it can't be helped now, can it? Yes, fate was inevitable. Today, we're not doing Seeking Shamblers. Will we be doing Seeking Shamblers again? Will there be another episode? Will that grand 300th episode ever exist? Or are we destined to forever forget that it ever happened? Who knows? And thank you all for watching. I shall see you all right now. Anyway, what are we doing this time? We are checking out the Union force field. Because this isn't just a force field, it's a force field made by the Union. Yes. Basically, the Union has decided to get together, create a force field, so that way we don't have to rely upon our normal labor anymore. In these dark times, obviously. Anyway, this was made by Copperhead, also known as Fried IQ. Obviously, the most logical names ever to have. I could imagine naming my own child Fried IQ, obviously. Anyway, let's see here. This was made on October 28th of 1996, which is a date in a time period. Yeah, so basically October 28th is, towards the end of October, therefore would have been something we really didn't get to check before, but now get to see, obviously. Anyway, this is a more fancy modification than some of the other ones we've seen. This one will actually have custom sounds and custom models, so we got some little stuff to check out here. I'm not really sure what in God's name this is about. I can imagine it's just going to be a rather lame force field, but then at the same time, we got to see what in God's name it's about now, don't we? Anyway, this is basically going to be the first mod that's basically a small part of what's going to be an upcoming total conversion called Union by Copperhead and myself. So, okay, so Copperhead and Fried IQ are two different people. But yeah, basically we're looking forward to some big total conversion called Union. Who wants to bet this total conversion was never made and we'll never hear from anything about it ever again? Yeah. That's basically how total conversions kind of work at this point. Anyway, this is the first attempt at programming for the public of any sort, so please be gentle. Because, you know, the most promising thing to do when you haven't really made a mod ever before is to try and make an ambitious total conversion. Obviously. So, anyway, those whose curiosity is piqued by Union, there'll be a homepage as soon as I have time. Yeah, so at this point, there isn't even a homepage to try and check out if Union will even be a bloody thing. So, anyway, this mod replaces the 666 armor with the force field model. 666 armor? What in God's name is the 666 armor? People? I'm trying to figure out what the 666 armor is. That's what the force field replaces. It even says, like, the changelog that it replaces the 666 armor. But I'm trying to figure out why in God's name the 666 armor is in the first place, people. So, yeah. It's a thing. I have no idea what in God's name this thing is. So, yeah, to cheat or test the mod out, there are some impulses. Yeah, basically you can use Impulse 51, you can get it automatically. Bad, bad, very bad. And basically you can turn it on and off by using Impulse 50. And that's really all there is to it. It's just a simple power app that uses a different model and is a different little thing. I wonder if this is going to actually be used to, like, Geoquake, or if it's going to, like, freak out. Like, a lot of models I've been seeing, a lot of custom models look really, really, horrible in Geoquake. That's a big reason why I haven't really used too many custom models there. Mainly because it's an absolute disaster most of the time. But who knows, maybe this one will work. Anyway, you can watch your cells disappear as you type in to get into this thing. Anyway, it was created from scratch using Breeze Designer 2.0, a DFS, the 3DS program that would not run in real mode. Ah! Part of my frustration, he now has 3D Studio, and the doctors say all I need is peace and quiet. And the medication. I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay. Anyway, he then adds a bunch of different stuff for an amazing changelog for stuff that I have never seen before. which makes it all the more exciting, doesn't it? This is like version 0.4. I've never seen all the previous versions of this bloody thing, so who in God's name knows where, if the previous versions ever existed? So, yeah. Yeah, it basically, as I said, replaces the 666 armor. What in God's name is the 666 armor? I have no idea. We're gonna have to wander around aimlessly and figure out what armor is being replaced. Anyway, Copperhead is a CS2 in a government office who delights in dreaming up new and gruesome means with which to dispatch his clients. Friday Q is an internet technical support person who delights in dreaming up excuses as to why he hung up on his clients. So, yeah, that's basically all it really is. You can't use these modifications in commercial products without prior written permission of Copperhead or Friday Q. You can use these modifications in their freely distributable levels as long as this description file remains intact. Modified is included in the distribution. Yeah, all that normal stuff. Anyway, so yeah, normal copyright. Anyway, it's available from the following places, wherever you got this, on the Union homepage whenever it's real. Send feedback to, well, us. Please playtest this a bit and let us know what you think. Please distribute it. Hack, but please include this text file. So yeah, you're free to do whatever you want with it, including hack it apart and make your own custom files, but yeah, just include the documentation. So yeah, source code's included, all that, blah blah blah. Let's play this freaking thing and see what in God's name this force field is even about. I'm trying to figure out what exactly it's going to look like or what it exactly is. I'm trying to figure out what the 666 armor is. I'm hoping the 666 armor is the armor that's, you know, the red armor, maybe? Because red is demon? I don't know. Maybe it means the Pentagram of Protection? That's not really 666 armor, but it makes your armor go to 666, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm going with. It's going to replace the Pentagram of Protection, maybe. Couldn't load sound. Oh, so it's like... That's weird. So the sound files are actually in a separate sound folder. So it's like you need to load it as sound. Even though he only put it as one sound file, it's actually like you have one sound folder, then you have another sound folder inside that first sound folder, as redundant as that sounds. But as you see, that is where it's located. Unless this is actually going to be different locations based on the different loading of different things. But as you see, there's a lot of errors, so what I'm going to do is put sound inside of sound and call it a day. And hopefully this makes things work right. I wish I could think of another level with an easy-to-access pentagram, but I can't really think of one. Especially since I also want a level with enemies in it. Yeah, I'd like something else besides E1M8 that has like a quickly accessible pentagram. But yeah, pentagrams are a relatively uncommon thing to find in Quake. There's only so many of them, and there's not many of them like easy accessible areas. They usually exist somewhere a bit into the level. Really, E1M8's really one of the only exceptions I could think of whereby you get one that quickly. Yeah, I'm trying to like think of something else, but I'm just drawing a blank. You know, the quad damage is relatively common. But the Pentagram of Protection, yeah, I don't even think you really see it in, like, deathmatch levels until, like, DM3. Yeah, Pentagram of Protection is sort of that very uncommon, very odd thing. And, yeah, I'm trying to think of a different place to do one, but sadly I cannot. So, next thing, let's just load here, because we don't even know if this is going to work. I'm assuming based on the error that it's right. Yep, there it is. It's that weird battery-looking thing. Okay. Well, at least it's a decent looking model. It doesn't look like it's horribly canned or put together or whatever. So, that looks like somewhat of a radio pack or something. There's a weird beeping thing on it. So first thing first, you pick it up. It's trying to still use the force field sound, the protection sound that you normally get, but it's not pre-cached, and so you get errors. Yeah, so this thing has a lot of weird errors. That is the first gripe I will mention about it. So yeah, now I have the force field. We can now die, I guess. Let's see here. Let's use Impulse 50. Cannot activate node cells. Oh. You need cells to use it. That's a problem, because I don't really have any cells, and this level doesn't throw any cells at me. Yeah, this is kind of a big problem, isn't it? Obviously. So let's see here. Let's give C 200. Just give myself a bunch of cells, call it a day. Bind H to Impulsity, as that's really the only one we really care about here. And there we are. Force field is active. We should probably be invulnerable, right? Yes. But as you see, it wastes a cell every second. It wastes a lot more cells if we get hit. So yeah, basically, we're invulnerable for as long as we have cells. Does that sound like a lightsaber? Yes, it does. It has lightsaber sounds, everybody. Lightsaber sounds are important. So yeah, we have a lightsaber, and we have the ability to basically take protection damage as long as we have... Oh dear God, I ran out of cells, and that, like, horribly burned me. Yeah, listen, don't run... Yo. Give C 200, and let's see if we can actually survive the lava. What God's name happened there? It, like, lasted a second and then, like, died. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't like the sound of this. Yeah, basically, if you try and go into the lava, you instantly die. So, yeah, force field doesn't work at all in the lava. I think it's based on the idea like the Thunderbolt, whereby if you try and go in water, you'll die. It just, for some reason, it's translating over to here. Next question, if I change the level, do I still have the force field? Do I, like, always have the force field now, or is it just, like... Yeah, you need to get the force field. And each level is, like, its own separate entity of it. Impulse 51. Give C 200. As you see, you instantly die if you hit water. So yeah, you also instantly die if you hit lava. So any liquid-based surface, you instantly die in, which is a really horrible, horrible thing when it comes to, the force field, because, yeah, Thunderbolts and all that. So yeah, basically, the big problem is that you don't have, like, the, ability to really get into lava. So having this replacing the Pentagram of Protection, it feels like... in the most cases, it's kind of a different way to protect yourself in comparison to a pentagram. But at the same time, you still have the issue whereby the pentagram wouldn't... You know, you'd have an issue with this, because it'd be freaking out or whatnot. It would basically mean that you couldn't get to the secret or whatnot. So let's see here. Yeah, basically you have the little fancy force field thing. You have some different sounds that basically hit and all that. It basically has weird sounds like a lightsaber for some reason, but that's okay. Anyway, it does mention that it has caching problems with Protect that will promptly be hunted down when you pick up the force fields. Anyway, he also mentions that using the lightning gun while also using the force field can cause cells to end up looping and having like a weird messed up counter. Basically because you're having multiple things happen at once. It's not going to be an issue in general cases, I guess. But yeah, if you have both of them, it could be a bad time. So say we do this again. Impulse 9 it. We're going to do that. Impulse 51. Impulse 50. And then we're going to start shooting stuff with the Thunderbolt. And there we are. Now we're getting hit by everything. Waka waka. Waka waka, baby. But yeah, that's basically it. Let's see if we can get this bug to occur. First step to getting the bug to occur is actually needing... As you see, it basically hits whenever you get to 255. It just is if you were holding it down, I imagine it would be more of a problem. I wonder what would happen if you hold it down and like... Let's just give C5. Because after all, it'll work for the 5 seconds that we needed to. Now, let's see here. Impulse 51. Well, that's 511, which gave me the quad damage. Okay, we have the quad damage as well now. This will be super powerful, won't it? No, it runs out when you run out of cells. So yeah, it moves over to 255, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. And once you get one cell, it basically fits itself. So it's really more of a cosmetic visual thing than anything else. But yeah, other than that, he wants to increase the size of the model file a little bit. Right now, he acknowledges that's a bit small. And yeah, I would definitely agree. It's a bit smaller than it needs to be. Anyway, he wants to try and have also like particles when you get hit, which would definitely be ideal. And yeah, other than that, that is basically that one. Anyway, other than that, that is really the force field. There's really not... Yeah, basically 1 cell per 5 damage, and that basically does the force field or whatnot. And yeah, that's really all there is. 1 cell per second to maintain. It overloads when hit with 100 plus damage, and the player loses the item. Okay, that's actually something I didn't realize. Because yeah, I don't think we got hit with anything that was over 100 damage. Let's see here. But yeah, if it's overloaded, you lose the power up. So that is another way that you basically lose it. If you basically, outside of using water, you don't always just have the power up. If you get hit by something really, really powerful, as said, you basically overload the system. So let's see here. How does that work? Does it actually work as intended? Well, let's see. Maybe I need to get the Impulse 51 and then Impulse 50 at 5H, Impulse 50. Let's see if we get the force field. And there we are. Force field is now overloaded. So it freaks out, and then we basically die. So now if we do Impulse 9, Impulse 51. Surprisingly, I don't think that actually ruined it. You know, I don't think this is enough to do it for some reason. Which is weird, because I'm imagining the Shambler's doing 100 damage. Yeah. The force field is depleted, but it didn't run out from, losing anything. So let's see here. Let's do Impulse 51 again. Let's line this up. Give C 200, I guess. Yeah, see, it's like it's not really, you need a more strong attack than the Shambler does. Is there anything even stronger than the Shambler normally? If I do a rocket against the wall, I guess it would work. Yeah, I need to shoot a rocket to a wall to really do it. Yeah, look at this. I think I ran out of force field energy more than actually have an issue there. But yeah, it seems like it did happen one time, but restart, it seems like it's not a problem. Like, I've been having trouble getting it to occur. I mean, I'm shooting myself at a rocket while at the same time getting slashed by a Shambler. How much damage do you need to take in order to do it? In fact, let us, I guess that's why, because it's not really that much. How do we get that much damage? I'm trying to think of something that would injure me 100 damage at a time. That's like a one-shot killer. You know, when I think of that, I think like the rocket launcher. A direct shot from a rocket launcher would do it. But, as you see, it's still not really enough. So I'm trying to think what exactly would even cause that level of damage. Yeah, that's kind of a big problem, isn't it? There's not much that would like one-shot kill you. I wouldn't think like a fiend would one-shot kill me, would it? Like, let's do E4M4, I guess. And let's see if like the fiend would one-shot kill me. I don't think he will. Come on, come on. Jump right into my face. Yeah, see, it's not really enough to do it. So, like, Impulse 9, Impulse 51. And now we're basically lining up so that way, as you see, it's a door in it. Not even close to the amount of damage it needs to take. So that's what I mean. What really would cause that level of damage besides, like, the Thunderbolt? In which case, it's kind of like, yeah, it has that discharge or whatnot. I'm trying to think of something else that would even, like, cause that level of damage. Could you, like, cause a lot of damage? Yoo-hoo! Bunch of monsters! I'm looking for a bunch of angry monsters! Everyone! I want everyone to kill me! I mean, I'm just standing here. Let's give C 200 again. Let's actually give C 2 billion! Yeah, there we are. Now we'll never run out of cells. Quake, everybody! This is what Quake is all about. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to die. Let's see. Let's get some more shamblers. You, Mr. Shamblers. I mean, how much more damage do I need to take before it's like? Does it need to be like damage from a single attack? As I imagine, if I like turned up my force field right now, that basically killed me a single shot almost. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, basically you need to get hit with 100 plus damage on a single attack. And I'm not really sure there's an attack that easily does that. Maybe a spawn explosion if you do it exactly right. But, yeah, not really many attacks I could think of that would cause, I mean, Chiton, maybe. Chiton's actually an idea I just thought of. Yeah, Chiton's fireballs can go up to 120 or so, so that should actually maybe work. Let's do Chiton. That's an idea. Right? Totally. Impulse 9, Impulse 51, Impulse 50. A guard Chiton! So you see the force field overloads, and then you just die. So yeah, basically when the force field overloads, if the damage was enough to kill you, which it kind of is enough to kill you if it's over 100 damage now, isn't it? You basically die. So yeah, that basically sums up that one. That's really all I cared about, people, was just seeing for the audience. I wanted to show to the audience that this type of thing could happen. So yeah, that is the thing. Anyway, that is really all there is. It also has a glow around the player when it's active, probably good as a flashlight. Other than that, that is really all there is to it. Anyway, I'm really done here. There's not really much more to talk about. It's just basically a little basic, it's basically a new power-up to mess around with. It's something a little bit different than what we've been kind of dealing with. So, we got a new little power-up, the force field. Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been the adventure, I guess, and I'll be seeing you all, well, next time.